These are the 5 RV brands I'd still put my own money on in 2026. Last time I gave you the blacklist, so I owe you the other half of the answer, because walking away from 7 bad rigs still leaves you sleeping in a parking lot. Same method as always. I don't grade floor plans, I grade what's behind the walls, construction method, seal design, and what the recall and complaint records actually show. 25 years inspecting rigs out of Elkhart, better than 4,000 of them on my table. And these 5 are the ones that keep metering dry. We're counting up to number 1, the trailer I'd hook up and buy tomorrow morning. And I'll give you the honest catch on every single one, because there's always a catch. Nobody pays me, not the dealers, not the factories. Let's go. Number 5, Lance. Here's the setup. Most travel trailers in this country are built the same way. Wood studs, staples, and a prayer. Lance is one of the few production brands that walked away from that recipe. Aluminum framed walls, and instead of the cheap Luan plywood backing that turns to oatmeal the first time water touches it, they use a composite substrate in the walls and roof. Composite doesn't rot. You can soak it in a bucket for a week and it shrugs. That one material choice is the whole argument. Because remember the rule from last time, water always gets in eventually. The question is what it finds when it arrives. In most rigs, it finds wood. In a Lance, it finds a material that doesn't care. The pattern owner's report matches the build. These rigs hold together, hold their value, and the complaints you do find are trim-level stuff, not structure. The honest catch, you'll pay a few thousand more than the comparable stick and tin box. They run heavier for their size, and the company's been through a corporate acquisition, so watch whether the recent model years hold the old standard. That's not an accusation, it's an instruction. Check the recent ones like you'd check anything. Who it's for. The buyer who wants a normal, buyable, dealer stock trailer that made one smart decision where it counts most. Number 4, Brinkley. I teased them last time, now let's open the walls properly. The story matters here. A group of families who spent their whole careers building RVs in Elkhart looked at the race to the bottom and started over from a blank sheet a few years back. And when people who've seen every factory shortcut design their own rig, you can read their opinions in the construction. Heavier frame spec than the class standard. Real attention at the front cap and roof transitions, which, if you watch the blacklist, you know is exactly where the industry leaks. Fit and finish that looks checked by a human being who is allowed to slow down. And the thing that almost doesn't exist in this industry, a service reputation owners actually brag about. Parts shipped fast, phones answered, problems made right. The complaint boards are quiet, and quiet boards are the loudest endorsement I know. The honest catch, same one as before, and I won't soften it. They're young, these rigs haven't been through 15 winters, and a track record is the one thing you can't buy, borrow, or engineer. Some of what looks like quality today is promises the calendar hasn't tested yet. Who it's for. The buyer who wants a modern layout without modern corner cutting and accepts their betting on a strong start instead of a long history. Number 3, Bigfoot, built up in British Columbia. And the first of the molded rigs on this list. Here's the construction lesson. A Bigfoot shell is molded fiberglass. 2 big pieces joined at a belt line, like a boat hull. Walk around a standard trailer and count the places water can enter. Every seam, every corner molding, every screw line, dozens of them. Now walk around a molded shell. You can count the entry points on your hands. My whole job is finding where water got in. On these, I mostly run out of places to look. Then Bigfoot adds the second trick. Real 4-season insulation, tanks protected, walls thick. This is the trailer for people who camp in October in Alberta. And it's built by people who understand exactly what that means. The pattern owner's report is the one you want. 20 and 30-year-old Bigfoots still metering dry, still selling for real money. Depreciation barely touches them. And in this industry, that's the market telling you the truth. The honest catch, they're not cheap. The interiors read more 1998 than 2026. Floor plans are limited. And finding one is a project, small dealer network, long waits, healthy used prices. Who it's for, cold weather campers and once buyers who care more about the shell than the throw pillows. 2 left. And here's where it gets interesting, because number 2 is the most famous trailer on earth. And number one is a brand most buyers have never heard of, built in a small shop in Tennessee that I'd take over all of them. Stay with me. Number two, Airstream. Yes, the famous one, and no, it's not here for the nostalgia. Strip the romance off and look at the engineering. That riveted aluminum body is a semi-monocoque shell. The skin itself carries the load. Same principle as an aircraft fuselage. There's no stapled wood skeleton in there waiting to rot, no laminated sidewall waiting to bubble in the sun. It's why 60-year-old Airstreams are still rolling down the interstate and still worth serious money. And why the resale record is the strongest long-term receipt in the entire industry. The pattern owner's report backs the structure. The complaints you find are systems and appliances, the same fridges and furnaces everyone buys from the same suppliers, and rivet and seam maintenance. What you don't find is the wall rot death spiral that totals ordinary trailers. The honest catch, and it's a big one, price. You can pay double or triple for the aluminum, and you're still getting the same industry standard appliances inside it. Seams and rivets need actual maintenance. Aluminum isn't magic, it's just honest. And yes, they're owned by Thor, the same conglomerate I put on the blacklist last time, which teaches you the most useful lesson in this video. Corporate parents don't decide quality. Factories and methods do. Judge the plant, not the logo on the letterhead, who it's for, the buyer thinking in decades who'd rather cry once at the checkout than every spring at the repair shop. Number one, Oliver. Built in a small facility in Tennessee, sold factory direct, and this is the trailer I'd hook up tomorrow with my own money. Here's why it beats everything above it. Everything good about number three, the molded fiberglass shell with almost no seams, Oliver does twice. The shell is a double hull, a molded outer body and a molded inner body, with insulation between them, so the wall surface you touch inside is fiberglass too, not wallpaper over wood. And the frame under it isn't the rusty afterthought most trailers ride on. Then the details keep agreeing with the big decisions, quality tanks, serious plumbing, wiring run like someone expected to service it someday. I've had my meter on these. There's almost nothing for it to find. No wood in the walls means the death spiral that kills ordinary trailers, leak, soak, rot, total, has nowhere to start. The owner boards read like a family reunion, and used Oliver's sell in days at prices that make blacklist owners sick to their stomachs. The honest catch, real money, they price near Airstream territory. Small floor plans, 2 main sizes, no slide-out glamour, you'll likely order it and wait for it. Factory direct out of Tennessee. And the company is small, which cuts both ways. Phenomenal attention now, but you're trusting a small shop's future instead of a giant's dealer network, who it's for. The buyer who wants the single most durable bumper pull construction being sold in America and doesn't need a moving living room to get it. Notice what all 5 have in common. Not one of them wins on floor plan. They win on what the tape measure and the moisture meter say, materials that don't rot, shells that don't seam, and companies that answer the phone. The floor plan sells the RV. What's behind the walls decides whether you regret it. Next time we're going inside those walls with a saw, because I'm going to show you exactly what a $100,000 rig looks like under the wallpaper and where the money goes missing. If there's a brand you want on the bench, blacklist or trust list, tell me below. I read all of it. I'm Ray. Check the walls before you sign.